Hello, everyone. Hey, kids. Hey, kids. All right, so kids, in this video, we're going to make a documentation on how to create tickets in Jira because I just observe, even in the professional world, a lot of noobs are doing like Jira tickets. I've worked I have worked in a team before where like the actual code is just 25% of the actual ticket description that was written. And even the chief technology officer is the one writing the code in plain English, then the cheap developers from remote islands in the Philippines are going to implement those descriptions and tickets. And as I was just thinking, um, is this smart way to do it? I don't know. Maybe he didn't trust his developers enough. Okay. So the title of this um, video is how to create tickets, maybe in Jira or maybe in Azure DevOps or anything related to software development tickets. So I will be creating, wait, not this one. I'll open up a new, I'll clone this. All right, let's clone this baby girl. Get clone. Right, and then we're going to then open up the Visual Studio, how to create tickets. All right, so first we're going to write the title here, how to create, or maybe here, API tickets MD. All right, so the first is we're going to create a title. All right, so where is it? All right, so the title would be guidelines for creating a Jira ticket, for example, if it is Jira. Okay, so number one guideline is the title. Okay, the title. So title, you will have to um, keep it concise and descriptive because developers are lazy. Most of the developers are lazy. They don't want to read English words, English text. They read codes. So, for example, develop post. This is for API tickets. So develop post use/user endpoint to create user. So that is an example of the title. So number two is this for the description. Okay, so it should. All right, so it should provide a detailed explanation of the task. For example of description is this API endpoint will allow the frontend to create new users in the system. That would be the purpose. Explain the purpose. All right, hold on. All right, so you provide a detail by providing purpose. How do you do that? Preview. Do we have preview here? Preview your MD. Open preview. All right. Okay, so yeah. Hey, how do we how about like that? Okay. So you provide a detailed explanation of the task by providing a purpose, and then you put something like this again here. Okay, so this API endpoint will allow front end to create new user in the system, right? So another is you will provide the scope of the work. You provide the purpose and then you provide the scope. Yeah, define the scope of the API work. So an example of the scope is the endpoint should validate inputs and store data in the database. Okay, so it should validate and it should store data user data in the database. So that is the scope of the API work, and then you're going to provide a background. Okay, so the background is add relevant links or context such as technical documentation or designs. Okay, so that is how you provide a description of the task. So number 3 is you provide acceptance criteria. Are we recording this? All right, so we're recording this. Okay, so um, for acceptance criteria, you will specify clear conditions for the task completion. So example of acceptance criterias. Um, One, API endpoint accepts valid JSON payload. So if it's not valid JSON payload, it will return what's this? How do we put an ordered list here? Oh man, I'll just okay, let's Google it. How to create a numbered list in Markdown. I just woke up from a dream. And not loading back. Hey, it's supposed to. Wherever you go, I will follow. Alright. Okay, so you have to put it in a spacing. Okay, so number 3 is data is correctly stored in the database. So and the unit tests are written and passed. Um, and then number 5 is endpoint adheres to authentication and authorization rules. Okay, so that is what the code reviewer and QAs will have to check for the acceptance criteria. Then for the attachments, you will have to put attachments to it. You will put a upload any supporting documents or images, right? So upload any supporting documents and images. Examples are number one, API contracts, a contract, yeah. Then number two is diagrams, ARD diagrams. What's the ARD diagram again? Damn, what is ARD diagram? Meaning of ARD diagram. Yeah, entity relationship diagram, right? So number three are the subtasks. I I just woke up from a dream. You're not wanna Okay, so subtasks are optional. So you're going to break down the subtasks. Usually in my previous company, um, the subtasks are written by the developers, and this entire ticket are written by the principal developers or the um, product owners. Okay, so number one is write input validation logic for user endpoint, and then integrate endpoint with database layer. Number three is write unit test and integration test. Okay, and then, yep. So number six is priority. Set an appropriate priority level. And examples are like that. Then number six is, number six, this is number six. This is number seven. Assignees. Of course, this is very basic. You will have to assign to whoever is going to, whoever is the um, most equipped or the best developer to, oops, to do this. And then label and components. Add relevant tags for better tracking. If it's a backend, API, or user management, then number nine is dependencies, right? Um, so link related tickets, or, oh, sorry, or dependencies. And examples. All right, so number one is depends on user schema. Number two is blocked by authentication and authentication middleware setup. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to paste here an example of a Jira ticket like this. Right, so this is an example. Oops, not a code. I think you have to just. Okay, so this is an example. Okay, so title, description, acceptance criteria. Oops, I think I have to like this. The endpoint accepts the following field. Then username, email, password. Then it returns 201, 400, 401, and then it ensures password is secured for unit test cover validation. Number 5 is integration test, verify database and insertion, and then you will put the attachments and priority, labels, dependencies, and assignees. Uh, uh, um, yeah, I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just woke up from a dream. You and I said say goodbye. And whenever you go, I will follow. All right, so so that's it. That is how to create Jira tickets for creating APIs. So let's close this, or where it is now. All right, so this one. All right, so guidelines. These are the guidelines. Title, it should be concise. Description, acceptance criteria. Acceptance criteria is like this. Returns appropriate HTTP status data is correctly stored. Unit tests are written. Endpoint adheres to authentication and authorization rules. Um, yeah, I think that's it. Even if the API, this things has been implemented somewhere, you still have to validate uh, the acceptance criteria and make test on this endpoint that you're creating for this ticket, because somehow some developers some must have some made a mistake that authentication and authorization is thought to be implemented, but it wasn't been integrated to this endpoint that you're using, you're building. And so that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the super thanks button there. Pay maybe 1,000 pesos or a maybe $100. Right? So cool. That will help me a lot. Thanks, guys. Bye.